Hi students. Till now we have came across certain functions like in the beginning of the class 12, that is the relations and functions, the first chapter which we came across, later that the inverse trigonometric functions. So we have learned some of the functions even in our previous classes, like what is the polynomial function, what is trigonometric function. So these type of functions we have already came across in our class 11th. And in the class 11th we have came across one of the important chapter, that is limits and derivatives. Here we came across what are limits, how we are going to say the limit exists for a given function. So all these things we learned in our class 11th. And also the derivatives, some of the derivatives of some of the polynomial functions and some trigonometric functions, the derivatives of all those things we came across in the class 11th. So continuity and differentiability, this chapter is the continuation of this chapter which we learnt in the class 11th, and this is the first chapter which comes under calculus. So totally the calculus in the class 12th carries 44 marks in your board examination. So totally it carries 44 marks, and this is the first chapter which comes under the calculus, and which is very important and very basic things which is required for rest all of the calculus which we need to understand. So here in this chapter totally we are going to learn some two more functions, like what is logarithmic functions, what is exponential functions. So these are the functions which we are going to learn further in this chapter. So let us first understand what is continuity. So first let us understand what is continuity. After understanding the continuity, let us move to the next concept, that is differentiability, and later what is the relation between this continuity and differentiability is going to be understood in this chapter. So as I said, let us first understand continuity. So before going to the definition of a continuity, to understand what is continuity, I will go with two random examples. So this is the first example. Here we have defined, they have given one of the function, that is f of x. How that function is defined means, for the value x less than or equal to 0, it is 1, and for x greater than 0, it is 2. Suppose if I draw this graph of the function, means how it goes. For x greater than or equal to 0 means the points which are on the right side of an x-axis. So including 0, sorry, not the right side, less than, including 0, x less than or equal to 0 means left side of the graph, that is including 0, it is 1. Suppose if this is the 1 means including this point, for all the values of x which is less than 0, the value of the function, it is equal to 1, and this point is nothing but obviously 0, 1. And for the point with the values x greater than 0, so here point 0 is not included. Suppose if this is the point 0, I mean 2 means, here at the point 0 the value is not, so I made a node here. So for x greater than 0, it is 2, and this point is 0, 2. So this will be the graph. Now let us find the limit of this function, at which point the function is cutting. Here it is at the point 0. So now let us find the limit of this function. So while finding the limit of a given function, obviously the left hand limit and right hand limit exist. So that concept you have already learned in the class 11. So now let us find what is the left hand limit. So the limit has x tending to 0 minus, that is nothing but left hand limit. So left hand limit means obviously what, at the point 0, when it approaches towards the 0 from the left side, that is from this side. So when the point is approaching towards the 0 from the left side, what is the value of the function here? So the value of the function when it is approaching towards the 0 from the left side, the value of the function is obviously is equal to 1. This is our left hand limit. What will be our right hand limit? It is nothing but the limit value of the function as it is approaching towards the 0 from the right side. So when the function is approaching towards the 0 from the right side, what is the value of the function? the value of the function, that is f of x, it is nothing but while applying the limit to the function when it is approaching towards the 0 from the right side, it is 2. So you can observe here clearly that our left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, right? So from the first example you can see here one concept clearly, that is our both left hand limit and right hand limit are not same. And another thing what you can observe here is, here the word it is continuity. Continuity means continuous. So whether you can draw this graph without lifting your pen or a pencil from the sheet of paper. So while I am drawing this graph, if I move from like this from here to here up to here, I can draw the graph continuously without lifting the pen. But when it comes to 0, I should lift the pen and make a node here, then I should move the pen. So at this point, where at the point 0, I need to lift my pen here. So clearly I can't draw this whole graph or the whole function without lifting my pen here. So you can observe one difference, that is, one is here the left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. This is the first point. Another thing is I can't draw this graph without lifting my pen. So I can't draw this graph with single stretch. So now let us move to the next random example or arbitrary example. Here they have given a function. So now let us draw the graph of this function first. So what here they are saying, for x not equal to 0, the value of the function is what? It is equal to 1. So x not equal to 0. So if I take at this point, so it is, if this point is 1 means, so clearly x not equal to 0 means for x which is greater than 0 and for less than 0, the value of the function is obviously what? It is 1. So if I take a node here, because at 0 x is equal to 0, it is not 1. So at this point it is not defined, but rest of the point it is equal to 1. Clear? So when at x is equal to 0, the value is equal to 2. So this point is 0, 2 and this point is 0, 1. It is clear that this is a graph when x is not equal to 0 and this is the point when x is equal to 0. So now again one thing, whether you can draw this graph without lifting your pen. So from here I can start to draw the graph without lifting my pen. When the point comes at 0, I need to lift the pen and make a dot here and complete the node, and then I have to meet. So at the point 0, I need to lift my pen here. So again I can't draw this graph without lifting my pen here. So this is the first observation. This is observation which we made with the graph here. And the observation, let us find what is the limit of this function. So one thing, our left hand limit. So left hand limit is nothing but has limit extending to 0 minus. So obviously the thing where the function has been splitted up at the point 0. So limit is going to be found out at the point 0. So limit has extending to 0 f of x. So has the limit of the function when it is approaching towards the 0 from the left side. So from the left side, the limit of the function, it is equal to 1. What about our right hand limit? Has a limit, it is approaching towards the 0 from the right hand side. So from the right hand side, when it is approaching towards the 0, the limit value, it is also equal to 1. Clearly here our left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. So this thing is satisfied here. In the first example which is not satisfied, that is the limit, left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, that concept is satisfied here. But you can see here what is the value of the function at the given point. So the point where the function is going to be splitted up, that is at the point 0, I have found out the left hand limit and right hand limit. So what is the value of the function at that point? That is, what is the value of the function at f of 0? So f of 0 is equal to what? It is equal to 2. This one is not equal to left hand limit and right hand limit. It is not equal to the value of the function at that point. So clearly with all the things which you are observing here, we can define the continuity. So in generally, if I am saying means generally, which is not mathematically, by the observation, what thing we can say is the graph which we can draw without lifting my pen continuously means then that graph is called as, or that function is called as what? Continuous function. Then the general definition which comes to the continuity, to say the definition of a continuity of a function, it is defined as like this. So the general definition of a continuity, it is like this. Suppose f is a real valued function on a subset of a real number. Suppose if I consider a function f, that function is defined on the set of a real number or a subset of a real number. Subset of real numbers means, and let c be any point in that domain of the function where the function is defined. So that function where the function is defined, for that domain, let c be any point in that domain means then f is continuous at this point. So f is continuous at that point means when we are going to say when the limit of the function at c, so has limit extending to c f of x, so that limit where the function is defined at the point c, that value should be equal to the value of the function at c. So it can be stated even like this also. When we are saying that limit extending to f of x, so that is nothing but our left hand limit, that is limit extending to the c minus, that is left hand limit, should be equal to the right hand limit. Then we are saying if these two are equal means then that value is nothing but the limit of the function. This is thing which we have learnt in our previous class. So if, we can state the definition in this way also, that is when the left hand limit of a given function, right hand limit of a given function, and the value of the function at c, if all these three values coincides and give the same value, or all these values are equal means, then we are going to say the function is continuous at x is equal to c, or at the point x is equal to c. So this is the second way of defining the continuity of a given function. So we know that while finding the limit of a given function, we will find what is the left hand limit, and we also find what is the right hand limit. So if the left hand limit and right hand limit of a given function coincides means if both these gives the same value means, and that value is called as what? That value is called as what? Limit of the function. So this is the definition of a limit of the function which we have learnt in the class 11th. So when left hand limit and right hand limit value coincides, and that value is called as the limit of the function. So the definition of a continuity, it can be also defined as when limit of the function coincides. If the limit of the function coincides with the value of the function at x is equal to c. So the limit of the function at x is equal to c that coincides with the value of the function at x is equal to c means then we call that function is continuous. At that time we will call it as continuous. So this definition is similar to the first definition itself. So limit of the function at x is equal to c that coincides with the value of the function at x is equal to c means then at that time we are say the function is continuous. So the definition of the continuity, it will become clear when we solve some of the examples based upon the continuity of a given function. Suppose the limit of the function, if this limit of the function is not equal to the function defined at the point c means, and that time we are say that the function is discontinuous, it is discontinuous at x is equal to c. So we say at this point the function is not continuous, or the point of discontinuity is nothing but x is equal to c, or the function is discontinuous at x is equal to c. So now let us go to by solving some of the examples based upon the continuity of the function, so that you will get the concept much more clear way. So here are the two examples. Here they are asking us to check the continuity of a given function at the point. They only define some point. At that point we need to check whether this function is continuous or not. So to say the whether function is continuous or not, what is the definition? It is saying the limit of that function at a given point, that should be equal to the function value defined at that point. So what is the point here? Here the point, that is nothing but 1. So clearly the here given function f of x is equal to 2x plus 3. So what is the value of the function at that point? So at that point it is nothing but f of 1, that is nothing but 2 into 1 plus 3. So 2 plus 3, which is nothing but 5. So the value of the function at the given point, it is 5, that is f of 1 is equal to 5. Now let us find what is the limit of the given function. So limit has extending to c. What is c here? The function, it is defined here, limit extending to 1 f of x. So limit has extending to 1 f of x. What is the function? 2x plus 3. So now let us apply the limit. By applying the limit, what it happens? 2 into 1 plus 3, which is nothing but 5. So clearly has limit extending to 1 f of x. This is equal to 5, and that value is equal to f of 1. So clearly this value and this value coincides and give us the same value, that is 5. So therefore the function here, it is continuous. The function is continuous. They asked us to check the continuity, right? So the function is continuous here. So similarly here they have given another function f of x is equal to x square at x is equal to 0. By looking into the function, by applying that point, what is the value of the function at the defined point, that is f of 0, it is clearly 0 square, which is nothing but 0. Now let us find what is the value of the function by applying the limit. Has limit extending to 0 f of x, it is nothing but as limit extending to 0. What is f of x here? It is x square. By applying the limit, it becomes 0 square, which is 0. So clearly you can see here has limit extending to 0 f of x, which is equal to 0, which is equal to the value of the function at the defined point. So clearly the limit of the function and the value of the function defined at that point are coinciding and giving the same value. So here also the function is continuous. It is continuous. So by looking into these two examples, don't come one thing into your mind, this is directly applying the 0, so both the values will give us the same thing. It is not like this. Here we are applying the limit. Here have some idea. Don't think in the blankly, don't think in the blank manner. So all these idea I have already explained for you peoples in the class 11th. So think before what I am saying here. Don't think in the random manner by when I say applying the limit. So understand it and try to make out the difference between what here it is going on and what here it is going on. So here is the next question. So the function is defined as f of x is equal to mod x, and we need to discuss the continuity of the function at x is equal to 0. So when we say f of x is equal to mod x, means what is the how the function is going to be defined? So it is nothing but it will be x when x is greater than or equal to 0 and minus x when x is less than 0. So this is what the mod x is going to be said, or it is how it is defined. So this is the thing which we have already know. So they have asked us to check the continuity or discuss the continuity at x is equal to 0. So clearly by looking into the definition, what will be the value of the function at x is equal to 0? So the function value at x is equal to 0, that is f of 0 is equal to 0. So the value of the function at x is equal to 0 is obviously 0. Now we need to find the limit of the function. Here we need to find the limit of the function. So at which point? At limit of the function at x is equal to 0. So whether by looking here into the definition, whether we can find the limit as we have found in our previous example? No. Here we are having the approaching value for the function when it comes from the right side or from the left side of the 0. So now let us find what is the limit of the function at x is equal to 0. When we are going to find what is the limit of the function at x is equal to 0, if left hand limit and right hand limit coincides, if both are equal means, and that value will become the limit of the function. So first let us find the left hand limit. So left hand limit, it is nothing but as limit extending to 0 minus the function f of x. So extending to 0 minus means what does that implies? It implies the value of the function has it approaches towards the 0 from the left side. So when it is approaching towards the 0 from the left side means what is the value of the function? It is minus x. So function is minus x. Left side means this only, right? So limit extending to 0 minus what is the function? It is minus x. Now by applying the limit minus 0, it is nothing but 0. So the left hand limit is 0. Then what about our right hand limit? So it is nothing but limit extending to 0 plus f of x. So what is extending to 0 plus? It is nothing but the function which is approaching towards the 0 from the right hand side. So what is the value of the function when it is approaching towards the 0 from the right hand side means it is nothing but x. So what is the function here when x is approaching towards the 0 from the right hand side means the function it is x. So now by applying the limit it is 0. Clearly our left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. So that is nothing but limit extending to 0 minus is equal to limit extending to 0 plus, and this value is also coincided with the value of the function at that point, that is 0. So all these values are equal to 0. So clearly we can say that the function is continuous. It is continuous at x is equal to 0. So here we are saying the function it is continuous at x is equal to 0, has left hand limit, right hand limit, and the value of the function at the given point. All the three values coincides to 0. So the function is continuous at x is equal to 0. So here is the next question. Again, let us check whether the function is continuous or not at the x is equal to 0. So first to check whether the function is continuous or not, first thing let us, what is the value of the function at the given point? That is the value of the function at 0. So when it say f of 0 means at 0, what is the value of the function? It is 1. Now we need to find the limit of the function. So clearly x cube plus 3, it is a polynomial function, right? So now we need to find the limit of this function at x is equal to 0. So limit has extending to 0 f of x. So that is nothing but limit has extending to 0. What is that function? X cube plus 3. By applying the limit 0 cube plus 3, which is equal to 3. So clearly our limit extending to 0 f of x, it is not equal to f of 0. So here the limit of the function at x is equal to 0, it is not coinciding with the value of the function at x is equal to 0. Since these two are not coinciding, we can say that, or we can say that the function is not continuous. It is not continuous at x is equal to 0, or we can say that the point of discontinuity is x is equal to 0. At this point the function is what? It is discontinuous, because x cube plus 3 means obviously it is a polynomial function. It will be continuous. Like if it is like this or it is like this somewhere, means when it comes to 0 suddenly it drops to 1. So it is continuous. When x is not at all equal to 0 means these are continuous function. It is a linear or it is a polynomial function. It will be like this, somewhere like this or somewhere like this. So when it comes to 0 suddenly it breaks and it drops here. Again it will be continuous after x is not equal to 0. So it is discontinuous. The point of discontinuity is x is equal to 0. So the next question here, it is whether the constant function and identity function are the continuous function. So we need to check and say whether these two are continuous function. So we already came across what is constant function, what is an identity function. So what does constant function say? F of x is equal to k for all x which is belonging to the set of real numbers. If I consider the domain of the function as a set of real numbers, means if I take any value from that domain which is the set of real numbers, then the value is always k itself. Suppose if I draw the graph of this function, means if this is some k, means what will be the value of that function? It will be like this. So if you take any value from the set of real numbers, if this is a x-axis and y-axis, so if the domain is obviously the x-axis, that is the set of real numbers, means if I take any value, means it will be obviously equal to k only, and this will be the graph. By looking into the graph itself, say I can draw this graph without lifting my pen. Clearly the function is continuous function. So how I am going to prove this one mathematically? How I am going to prove this one mathematically? So to proving this one mathematically, we know the definition, that is limit extending to c f of x, that must be equal to f of c. So this is the thing which you need to satisfy to say the constant function is a continuous function. So by the definition of constant function, it is clear that the value of the function is equal to k for any value of set of real numbers. So from the set of real number, for any number, for any c which is belonging to set of real numbers. So since it is defined for all real numbers or for all x which is belonging to set of real numbers, from the set of real number I took one number and call it as a c. So for any c which is belonging to that real number, I can say that f of c is equal to k, because the function is defined for all x belonging to c. So from that, for all, I took one number, say c, and the value of that function is equal to k itself. That only the function constant function is saying, right? If I take any value, means the value of that function is k itself. So f of c is equal to k. So now what is the limit of the function at x is equal to has extending to c? So limit has extending to c. What is f of x? It is nothing but, as limit extending to c, it is k. So whatever the value which is tending towards the c, since it is a constant, we are going to get k itself. So clearly our limit has extending to c, f of x is equal to f of c, which is equal to k. Both the value coincides and gives us the same value. We can say that the constant function is a continuous function for every real number. For every real number. Similarly, when it comes to the identity function, what is the definition of identity function is saying? That is nothing but f of x is equal to x for all x which is belonging to the set of real numbers. If I draw the graph of this function, means obviously the graph of this function is this one. So clearly, without lifting my pen, I can draw this graph clearly. So by that idea, we can say that the identity function is a continuous function. Now how I am going to prove this mathematically? So since the function is defined for all x belonging to the set of real numbers, I will take any arbitrary number c which is belonging to the set of real numbers. For any c which is belonging to the set of real numbers, Obviously f of c is equal to c itself. So c belongs to the real number. That is what function is saying, right? If I take 1 means f of 1 is 1, 2 means f of 2 is 2, 3 means f of 3 is 3. So c means f of c is c. So what is the limit of the function as extending to c? So as x approaching to c, f of x, what will be this one? So function is obviously, as per the definition, it is x. As x approaches towards the c, the limit will be c itself. So clearly our limit as x approaching towards the c is equal to the value of the function at c, and that is equal to c. So the limit of the given function and the value of the function at c both coincides and gives the value c. So the function is what? The function is continuous at x is equal to c, and if I generalize, means for every real numbers. It is continuous for every real numbers. So here is the another definition which is saying for the continuous, that is a real function f is said to be continuous if it is continuous at every point in the domain of f. So what does that, the definition here it is saying means, till now whatever the examples which we have solved till now, suppose they have given a function f of x is equal to x square, check the continuity at x is equal to 0. So like this question we have solved. So here we are checking the continuity of the function at the given point. So here we used to check the function for at what point they have asked. At that point where we are checking whether the function is continuous or not at the given point. But we can say the function is continuous if it is continuous at the domain of the function. Suppose if they didn't mention this x is equal to 0, means if the function is defined on the set of real numbers, means if the function is defined on set of real numbers, means, so if they asked us check the continuity of this function, means then if this function is continuous on the whole set of real numbers, means then we say this function is continuous. That means here we are not only checking in one particular point, we need to check whether this function is continuous upon that whole set or whether it is continuous at every point in the domain of the function. So we'll understand this thing, that is continuous at every point in the domain of the function, this statement clearly while taking one of the arbitrary example. So here is the question, that is f of x is equal to mod x. We need to check whether this function is continuous. We need to check ourselves whether this function is continuous. So f of x is equal to mod x means, as I said earlier, it is nothing but f of x is equal to minus x when x is less than or equal to 0 and x when x is greater than 0. Okay, so now they ask directly whether the function is continuous. So here we need to check whether this function is continuous for upon whole set. So when x is greater than 0, whether the function is continuous or not. When x is less than 0, whether the function is continuous or not. At the point x is equal to 0, whether the function is continuous or not. So the whole function, it is divided into 3 parts here. Okay. So the first part is when x is greater than 0. So when x is greater than 0 means upon these part whether the function is continuous or not. When x is less than 0 means at this part. At x is equal to 0 means at this part. So when we are checking for x is equal to 0, obviously function has split at that point itself. So here we are needed to specify the left hand limit and right hand limit at that point. So let us go with step by step. That is when x is greater than 0. So x is greater than 0 means this part, which is greater than 0. When the value of x are like 1, 2, 3, 4, which are greater than 0. So when x is greater than 0, from this domain, I will take any c that x greater than 0. So from that domain, when x is greater than 0, from this part I will take any number. So let c be any real number such that what? C is greater than 0. It should be greater than 0. From this set I am taking one number, say c, which is greater than 0. So when x is greater than 0, what is the function here? Function is f of x is equal to x. So what is the value of the function at x is equal to c? So f of c is c itself. Now what is the limit of the function at x is equal to, as x approaches towards the c? So obviously here c is greater than 0. So when c is greater than 0, what is the function? Function will be obviously what? It will be obviously x. So when x is approaching towards the c, what is the value of the, by applying the limit to the function, it will be c itself. So clearly when x is greater than 0, the limit has extending to c f of x, it is coincided with the value of the function at the given point. So clearly when x is greater than 0, function is continuous. So when x is greater than 0, the function is continuous. So similarly, let us check when x is less than 0. So when x is less than 0, from this set, that is for x is less than 0 means from this set, I'll choose any real number, say c be any real number, c be any real number such that c is less than 0. So I am choosing that c from this set which is less than 0. So that c is less than 0. Now what is the function when x is less than 0? F of x is what? It is equal to minus x. So c be any real number such that c is less than 0 means what is the function at c? F of c is minus c here. Then what is the limit of this function at x approaching towards the c? So as x approach towards the c, the function, so since c is less than 0, what is the function here? The function here, it is nothing but minus x. So minus x means as x is approaching towards the c means the limit of the given function is minus c here. Clearly here limit has extending to c f of x, it is coincided with the value of the function at c which is equal to minus c. Since both these two are coincided here, clearly the function when x is less than 0, function is continuous. So clearly I can say here when x is greater than 0, function is continuous. When x is less than 0, the function is continuous. But the matter comes, what about x is equal to 0? When x is equal to 0, the function has been splitted up. So we need to check whether the function is continuous at x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0. To check whether the function is continuous at x is equal to 0 means the previous definition. Before saying this definition, how we used to check whether the function is continuous at a given point, that matters here. So now we need to check whether the function is continuous at x is equal to 0 at one particular point. So clearly what is the function value at the defined point? F of 0 is what here? Clearly f of 0 is, we are going to get 0 itself. So here is the mistakes guys. It is when x is greater than or equal to 0, value is x here. So f of 0 is 0. Now we need to find what is the limit of the given function at this point. So here we are having what is the value of the function as that approaches towards the 0 from the left side and from the right side. So if I am taking the point when x which is approaching towards the 0 from the left side, how will be the points our when it is approaching towards the 0 from the left side means minus 0.9, minus 0.8, minus 0.5, like this, right? So whenever I take the value minus 0.9, minus 0. So all these points are approaching towards the 0 from the left side. Whenever the points are approaching towards the 0 from the left side means the function is minus x. So here left hand limit, it is nothing but has limit extending to 0 minus f of x. So the value of x approaching towards the 0 from the left side. So what will be the function? It will be minus x. So by applying the limit, what is the answer we are going to get? It is 0 itself. Similarly, the right hand limit, it is nothing but as limit extending to 0 plus f of x. So the value of the function as it is approaching towards the 0 from the right side. So approaching towards the 0 from the right side means what will be our points like? It will be like 0 0.9, 0 0.8, 0 0.2, 0 0.1, 0 0.01, like this point. So approaching towards the 0 from the right side. So whenever I am taking these points means what will be the function? The function is nothing but x here. So obviously what it is equal to has limit extending to 0 plus x. By applying the limit we are going to get the value 0. So clearly here our left hand limit, right hand limit and value of the function at x is equal to 0. All these three coincides and gives the value 0. So clearly I can say that the function is continuous at x is equal to 0. So clearly the function is continuous when x is greater than 0. The function is continuous when x is less than 0, as well as the function is continuous at x is equal to 0. So by combining all the three, I can say that the function is continuous at every point of a real number. So is the function is continuous? Yes, the function is continuous at every point of a real number. So this is how we are going to prove whether the function is continuous or not through the definition. Suppose if you have any doubts based upon the definition of a continuous or a function, or understanding any examples to understanding or clearing the definition of this continuity means, you can ask me at any time. Suppose if you feel difficulty means, understand each and everything step by step. Go through each and example once or twice. So at that time you will get the concept clear without any disturbance. So I expect you people to go through each and every examples once or twice to make the concept clear. So if you have any doubts means, you can ask me at any time. Thank you, students.